This is a breaking news. Justice Ugo resigns, citing demands to kneecap democracy. Says siding with Tinubu would mean the death of Nigerian democracy. Can you imagine? So people who know themselves in this judicial work, they know the truth. The Nigerian judiciary knows the truth. They are just being hoodwinked, or rather bought over using illicit funds. That is it. Now, among themselves, they know the truth. This is a justice of the court now that is resigning because there is a demand. Okay, there's a demand to kneecap democracy, meaning that there's a demand to make sure that Tinubu sustains or is retained as president, which he is not ready to be part of it, and so has tendered his resignation and left them. Wow. This is a very serious one, I'm telling you. Because people know the truth. People know the truth. Nigerian Justice Bolu Kuromo M. Ugo has resigned from the bench, citing demands from the executive branch that he believes would destroy the country's democracy. In a statement, Justice Ugo said that siding with the government on this matter would be the death of Nigerian democracy, and that he could not, in good conscience, remain silent. So his resignation has sent shockwaves through the country and raised serious questions about the state of Nigeria's democratic institutions. So according to Justice Ugo's statement, he was asked to cripple the independence of the judiciary by ruling in favor of a certain political candidate whom he did not name, but is widely believed to be Bola Tinubu. Exactly. In addition to this, he was asked to suppress evidence and dismiss cases that would have an impact on the election. Justice Ugo's resignation has caused a serious uproar and a setback to the activities of the Presidential Election Petition Court. Wow. So this is a serious one. I'm sure there has been lobbying, night meetings, and requests to make sure that the tribunal rules in favor of Tinubu to retain him as the president. And that is why the president had that courage to come out to say that, removing him as Nigerian president because of 25% of Abuja's vote, FCT vote, would mean, there was a word he used, will cause anarchy in Nigeria. Yes. How will it cause anarchy in Nigeria? If you didn't win, you didn't win. If you're not qualified to be pronounced a winner, you're not qualified to be pronounced a winner. So why are you now sending a threat message to Nigerians and to the judiciary? So this man's resignation now, Justice Ugo, is obvious to all of us that, APC and Tinubu and INEC are doing underground work to see how they can influence the outcome of the tribunal judgment on this election matter. Okay? So people who have conscience are leaving. People who have conscience, who refuse to be bought over, are the ones that are voicing out, just like Justice Ugo now, that has said he cannot bottle it, he cannot keep quiet, because the demands are so huge that if they yield to it, it will mean killing Nigerian democracy, demolishing Nigerian democracy completely. So, and that is why this man has resigned and put his paper and had left them. And the report is saying that this man's resignation has sent shockwaves to the election tribunal and currently impacting on the proceedings of election tribunal, because obviously for one of them to have resigned and citing cases like this, it means that it's a serious matter. Just like within the week, it was cited at Benin, a billboard, a very large billboard, boldly written, "All eyes on the judiciary." Okay, all eyes on the judiciary. And so right now, all eyes on the judiciary over this tribunal matter, And people already know that Tinubu did not win election. And so I'm sure they're looking for soft landing. But Tinubu being a very desperate person, well, he obviously don't want the tribunal to judge against him. He wants the tribunal judgment to be in his favor. And he's ready to pay everything. He's ready to use half of Nigeria to buy the judges or the justices to get what he wants. But will that work? Will Nigerians still continue to keep quiet seeing all of this is happening? Because the truth is that Tinubu's government is standing on the platform of corruption, on the foundation of corruption, starting from the rigging of the elections to all the corruption cases on Tinubu's neck and all the issues that are currently being investigated about his personal integrity. So it's obvious that he's not the right person to be Nigerian president. If not that, he used Agberu, used whatever forces, APC in power of incumbency to do what he did, but it's not going to end well because Nigerians are still saying, no, we did not vote you, you cannot continue. Okay, you cannot continue. So this justice has put his paper and resigned from the bench because of negative influence, wanting them to compromise on the judgment concerning the election matters. Okay, but the question is, how many other justices can have this courage to say no? Either say no and give the right judgment, or say no and resign like this Justice Ugo has just done. Okay, but I know that so many of them in judiciary during this election time is the time they make their money, and so they are happy when they say election is coming. They prepare very much, looking for candidates they work for to get their money, because all those are political money. Okay, and so because if you go by their income, even with the big titles they have on their head, their income does not go anywhere. So how they make up for their income is by doing all these handling all these election matters in court. But in the midst of that, some people still have conscience. Some judges, some justices still have conscience, and just like this Justice Ugo that had just put his paper and resigned from the bench, rather than being part of the bandits or judiciary bandits that will destroy democracy in Nigeria. This is a very serious one, and I'm sure this will send big lessons to the judiciary in Nigeria, send big lessons to the tribunal, send big lessons to all Nigerians, and let them know that just like the billboard in Benin is saying, all eyes on judiciary, and I want to see the outcome of this judgment. Nigeria is a very funny system. That is the truth. Very funny system. So now that this man has put his paper and left, what is going to happen to him? Are they not going to give him his entitlement? Or are they going to hunt him down? Because that is what they do sometimes. Okay? Or is he going to go free? Now, what is this man's fate in life? Is he going to now go set up his bench and become an independent practitioner? Most likely that is what he will do, because he already has, but only God knows the kind of oath he has sworn and the kind of things he can do on his own even after his resignation. Okay, so so let's see. With all of this happening, it is obvious that they are doing something. I think another retired justice has also said that any election matter is supposed to be concluded before pronouncing a winner. Okay, and all of that did not happen, and we now have a case in court, and the president in question, who actually did not win election, is now person in charge of the government handling the investigation matters. Wow, what a compromise. That is how bad it is. And Tinubu want to use the power of incumbency currently to see how he can influence the outcome of the tribunal judgment. But this is like sitting on gunpowder. It's not going to end as people expect it. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.